Have you ever wondered how the Amish manage to stay comfortable through brutal winters without sky-high heating bills? While most of us are cranking up our thermostats and watching our wallets drain, they've been using genius techniques passed down for centuries. These aren't just old wives' tales, they're practical, tested methods that actually work. Today, I'm sharing 27 incredible Amish warming secrets that could change the way you think about heating your home. Let's dive in. 1. Heated bricks for nighttime comfort. Imagine climbing into a bed that's already perfectly warm. The Amish make this happen using one of the simplest tools imaginable, ordinary bricks. Here's how it works. They place bricks near their heating source until they're thoroughly heated, then wrap them carefully in thick fabric before sliding them between the sheets. The result? These humble bricks release steady warmth for 6 to 8 hours, transforming an icy bed into a cozy sanctuary. The science is straightforward. Bricks' density makes it excellent at storing thermal energy and releasing it gradually. No electrical fires, no burnt blankets, just reliable warmth that's been working for generations. Many families personalize this method, using flannel from beloved old clothing to wrap their warmers, adding familiar comfort to practical function. 2. Wall-mounted rugs as insulation. Think rugs belong only to floors? The Amish know better. When winter arrives in full force, heavy textiles migrate to the walls, creating effective insulation barriers that trap escaping heat. This isn't a new interior design trend, it's centuries-old wisdom. Thick wool rugs hung on walls can reduce heat loss by up to 15%, especially in older homes with thin walls or poor insulation. The technique blocks drafts sneaking through invisible cracks while adding rustic character to any space. Strategic placement matters most. Exterior walls benefit dramatically, while even interior wall coverage contributes to overall comfort. Persian and Turkish rugs excel at this due to their dense weave and natural thermal properties. 2. The double curtain strategy. Windows are notorious heat thieves, but the Amish outsmarted them long ago with a clever layering system. They install lightweight cotton curtains directly against the glass, then hang heavy wool curtains as an outer layer. This creates a thermal sandwich. The cotton traps escaping warmth while the wool blocks incoming cold. During sunny midday hours, both layers pull back, inviting natural solar heat to flood rooms. This breathing window technique responds to the day's rhythm, maximizing both warmth retention and natural heating. North-facing windows especially benefit from this approach, where cold winds hit hardest. Some households even add a third sheer layer, creating a triple barrier that cuts heat loss by half compared to bare glass. 4. Oven-heated stones. Smooth river stones transform into portable heaters with minimal effort. The Amish warm them to around 150 to 180 degrees, wrap them in towels, and deploy them wherever warmth is needed: beds, chairs, or work areas. Unlike single-use heat packs, these stones work indefinitely without creating waste. Their high thermal mass means they absorb heat slowly and release it gradually. A properly heated stone placed in your bed remains warm for 8 hours or more. Farmers particularly appreciate this trick before dawn barn chores. Different stone types offer varying benefits. Granite holds heat longest, while sandstone heats faster but cools quicker, giving you options based on specific needs. 5. Simple draft stoppers. Cold air infiltrates through door gaps like an invisible intruder, but a basic fabric tube filled with rice or sand stops it completely. Amish households create these from fabric scraps, making them virtually free. The filling adds just enough weight to maintain a firm seal against floor gaps. Rice works exceptionally well because it conforms to uneven surfaces and retains a bit of warmth if preheated. These stoppers move easily from door to door as needed and last for years. Making stoppers slightly longer than door width ensures no corner gaps remain where drafts love to sneak in. Some families create decorative versions with colorful patterns, proving functionality doesn't require sacrificing aesthetics. 6. Strategic baking times. Ovens generate tremendous heat that most people waste entirely. The Amish bake bread, pies and casseroles during the coldest parts of the day, letting that warmth spread throughout their kitchens and adjoining spaces. A single baking session can raise kitchen temperature by 8 to 10 degrees. This approach serves double duty, producing food while simultaneously heating living spaces, maximizing efficiency. Families naturally gather in warm kitchens while baking occurs, creating social hubs without burning extra fuel. After baking finishes, leaving the oven door slightly ajar releases remaining heat into the home. Planning weekly baking for the coldest days transforms a necessary task into an efficient heating strategy that costs nothing beyond ingredients. 7. Straw under floor coverings. Wooden floors feel frigid in winter, but hidden straw layers underneath rugs transform them into insulated surfaces. The Amish spread dry straw evenly before laying carpets and runners, creating air pockets that prevent body heat from being drawn away through feet. Straw's effectiveness comes from its hollow stems, which trap tiny air pockets, and air ranks among nature's best insulators. The method costs virtually nothing since straw is abundant and cheap. Come spring, the straw composts or becomes garden mulch rather than waste. Even a thin 2-inch layer makes noticeable difference. The straw also provides subtle cushioning that makes prolonged standing more comfortable, which matters greatly during long kitchen sessions. 8. Heat-reflecting panels. Most wood stoves radiate heat in all directions, including directly into walls where it's absorbed uselessly. The Amish mount shiny tin sheets on walls behind stoves, creating reflectors that bounce heat back into living spaces. This simple addition increases a stove's effective heating by 20 to 30% without burning extra wood. The reflective surface works like a mirror for thermal radiation. Old baking sheets, aluminum panels, or salvaged tin roofing work perfectly. Installation requires nothing more than nails or wire. Some innovative households create angled panels directing heat toward specific seating areas, turning stoves into precision heating tools that warm exactly where warmth is needed most. 9. Single-room living. Why waste energy heating empty rooms when you could concentrate warmth where the family actually gathers? Amish households close off unused bedrooms and spare spaces during coldest months, focusing heating efforts on one main living area. This strategy can cut fuel consumption in half while maintaining comfort. The family naturally congregates in the warm space for meals, conversation, and evening activities, which actually strengthen social bonds. Closing doors to unused areas prevents cold air from mixing with warm air in occupied rooms. Modern homes with central heating resist this concept, but it made perfect sense for centuries. Accepting that not every room needs warmth reframes expectations and makes the cozy main room feel even more inviting. 10. Fabric room dividers. Doorways without doors create highways for escaping heat, but heavy curtains hung between rooms solve this elegantly. The Amish prefer layered fabric barriers because they're easier to pass through than doors while still trapping warmth effectively. These curtains also dampen sound and provide privacy without permanence. Multiple layers of old blankets or quilts work better than single-layer curtains because they create dead air spaces. The technique especially helps in homes with open floor plans or archways where installing doors would be impractical. Weighted hems keep curtains from billowing when people pass through, maintaining the thermal seal even with frequent traffic. 10. Soapstone heaters. Soapstone is a remarkable metamorphic rock prized for exceptional heat retention. The Amish heat soapstone slabs thoroughly by the fire and place them near beds or sitting areas. A single heated soapstone piece radiates comfortable warmth for 10 to 12 hours without reheating. This mineral has twice the heat retention capacity of regular stone or brick, making it the premium choice for overnight warmth. Antique soapstone warmers still function perfectly after a century of use. The initial investment pays for itself many times through decades of reliable use. Some families own multiple soapstone pieces that they rotate through the fire, ensuring a constant supply ready to deploy wherever warmth is needed most. 11. Temporary winter rooms. Large open spaces look beautiful but are impractical to heat efficiently during brutal winters. Amish families temporarily section off smaller areas within bigger rooms using curtains, folding screens, or removable wooden panels. These winter corners concentrate body heat and reduce the air volume needing warmth. A 12 by 12 foot space requires roughly 75% less energy to heat than an open 20 by 20 area. The strategy reflects generations of practical wisdom about energy conservation. Come spring, barriers get removed and full spaces reopen for warmer weather living. The temporary walls also create psychological coziness that makes smaller spaces feel intentionally snug rather than cramped. 12. Layered bedding. Multiple thin blankets outperform one heavy quilt, though it seems counterintuitive. The Amish layer several lightweight blankets or quilts because each boundary between layers traps insulating air pockets. 3 light blankets typically outperform one thick comforter by creating more thermal barriers. This approach also allows fine-tuning throughout the night by removing or adding layers as body temperature fluctuates. The technique works because still air is one of the best insulators available, and layering maximizes trapped air. Down and wool work particularly well as middle layers. The flexibility means you never wake up either freezing or sweating, maintaining perfect temperature throughout the entire night. 14. Repurposed wool curtains. Old wool coats, sweaters, and blankets transform into thick window curtains rather than being discarded. The Amish hand-stitch these recycled materials into effective thermal barriers that reduce heat loss through windows by 40%. Wool's natural crimp creates tiny air pockets that resist heat transfer better than most synthetic fabrics. These curtains cost nothing but time when repurposing worn clothing that would otherwise sit unused. Many families pass down their recycled wool curtains for decades because the material barely deteriorates. The patchwork nature tells a story, each piece representing a coat worn to work, a sweater knitted with care, or a blanket that warmed children through countless winters. 15. Cooking steam for humidity. Every pot of water boiled for cooking, cleaning, or tea releases steam that adds both moisture and warmth to indoor air. Amish kitchens stay comfortable partly because constant cooking activity generates humidity and heat simultaneously. Dry winter air can feel much colder than it actually is, so adding moisture makes the same temperature feel warmer. A large pot of simmering water on the stove can humidify and warm a kitchen for hours. This passive heating and humidifying costs nothing extra since you're boiling water anyway. Adding herbs or citrus peels to simmering water provides pleasant aromas that make the warmth feel even more inviting. 16. Straw bale wall insulation. Stacking straw bales against exterior walls creates remarkably effective insulation barriers. The Amish use this technique in barns and older homes where permanent insulation is difficult to install. Each bale contains thousands of hollow straw stems that trap air, giving them insulation value comparable to modern foam boards. A single row of bales can cut heat loss through walls by 50% or more. The bales get removed in spring and either composted or reused as animal bedding, making them a renewable, seasonal solution. This method works best on north-facing walls where cold winds hit hardest. Some families whitewash visible straw surfaces, creating a surprisingly finished appearance. 17. Covered coal pans. A few glowing coals in a lidded metal pan create a slow-burning heater that radiates warmth for hours. The Amish use this technique carefully in bedrooms and small spaces where constant fire would be impractical. The lid prevents flames while allowing heat to escape through the metal surface. Safety requires placing the pan on non-flammable surfaces and ensuring adequate ventilation to prevent carbon monoxide buildup. The coals need to be genuine hardwood embers, not treated lumber, which releases toxic fumes. A single pan maintains comfortable temperatures through the coldest nights. The technique demands respect and attention, but when handled properly, provides reliable warmth that costs nothing beyond wood already being burned. 18. Wool socks over sheets. Instead of wearing wool socks to bed, the Amish discovered that pulling them over the bottom of bed sheets works even better. This creates a warm pocket for feet while allowing the rest of your body to breathe comfortably. The method prevents feet from sticking out and getting frozen. Wool naturally regulates temperature and wicks moisture, so feet stay warm without getting sweaty. Several pairs of old wool socks can cover the foot area of a full-size bed perfectly. The technique costs nothing when repurposing worn socks with holes, since the holes don't matter under sheets. The setup takes just seconds before bed and eliminates that dreaded moment when cold sheets touch warm feet. 19. Homemade window putty. Gaps around old window frames leak astonishing amounts of heat, but commercial caulks contain chemicals and cost money unnecessarily. The Amish mix flour, linseed oil, and lime into pliable putty that seals gaps perfectly. This homemade mixture remains soft enough to apply easily, but hardens into an effective barrier against drafts. The ingredients are non-toxic, making the putty safe for homes with children and pets. When spring arrives, the putty scrapes away and ingredients compost rather than creating chemical waste. A single batch costs under $2 and handles multiple windows effectively. The putty also stabilizes loose window panes that rattle in their frames, eliminating both drafts and annoying noises. 20. Afternoon cooking strategy. Starting a large stew or roast in the afternoon means your stove continues radiating heat long after finishing cooking. The Amish time their cooking strategically so residual heat warms the house during coldest evening hours. A cast iron pot holds heat for 2 to 3 hours after you turn off the flame or remove it from fire. This approach eliminates the need to burn extra fuel specifically for evening warmth. The lingering aroma of cooked food makes the house feel even more welcoming as temperatures drop outside. Strategic timing turns necessary cooking into efficient heating, and coming home to a warm kitchen with dinner already prepared creates a sense of abundance that no thermostat can replicate. 21. Stone floor heat storage. Heat from stoves seeps into stone flooring during the day and radiates back slowly through evening and night. The Amish design kitchens with stone floors specifically for this thermal storage capability. Unlike wood or tile, stone has tremendous thermal mass that absorbs heat without getting uncomfortably hot to walk on. A stone floor heated during afternoon cooking can stay warm until midnight or later. This natural radiant heating costs nothing extra once the floor is installed. The effect works best with thick stone slabs rather than thin tiles. The constant barefoot contact with warm stone provides therapeutic benefits too, improving circulation and reducing joint stiffness that cold floors can aggravate. 23. Feather pillow warmth. Feather pillows hold heat better than synthetic ones because natural down traps air in thousands of tiny pockets. The Amish make their own pillows from farm-raised geese and ducks, ensuring a constant supply of warm bedding. These pillows warm your neck and shoulders faster than foam or polyester alternatives. A good feather pillow can last 30 years or more with proper care and occasional refluffing. The natural materials breathe better than synthetics, preventing sweaty discomfort. The weight of a feather pillow provides a subtle grounding effect that many find more restful than lightweight synthetic alternatives, contributing to better sleep quality during cold nights when rest matters most. 24. Clay pot candle heaters. 1 or 2 candles under a clay pot generate surprising heat through simple physics. The Amish use these small heaters on tables for reading or handwork during mild winter nights. The clay pot absorbs heat from the candle flame and radiates it outward slowly and steadily. A single setup can warm a small room by several degrees over a few hours. The method costs pennies per evening and creates pleasant ambient glow. Terracotta pots work best because they're designed to withstand heat already. Inverting a smaller pot inside a larger one creates an even more effective heater by adding thermal mass and directing heat more efficiently toward specific work areas. 25. Quilted door coverings. Thick quilts hung over front doors prevent icy air from rushing in each time someone enters. The Amish use heavy quilted blankets that fold back easily but provide substantial insulation when hanging. These fabric barriers are far more effective than thin draft guards from standard doors alone. Cold air blasts dissipate into quilt layers instead of shooting straight into living rooms. The technique works especially well for doors that open frequently throughout the day. Installation requires nothing more than a sturdy curtain rod mounted above the doorframe. The visual impact transforms a stark doorway into a welcoming entrance that signals warmth and comfort before anyone even steps inside. 25. Primitive double glazing. Sandwich clear plastic or beeswax-coated cloth between window frames to create primitive double glazing without expensive replacements. The Amish version keeps out drafts while still allowing sunlight to enter and warm the home naturally. This simple modification can reduce heat loss through windows by 30 to 40%. Beeswax-treated fabric works better than plain plastic because it's more durable and looks better from outside. The air gap between layers provides the actual insulation value. The installation takes less than an hour per window and can be reversed completely when warm weather returns, making it perfect for renters or anyone hesitant about permanent modifications. 26. Ceramic ash crocks. Fill ceramic crocks with hot stove ashes and close the lid tightly to create a radiant heater that works for hours. The Amish discovered that ash retains heat almost as well as stone, but weighs much less, making it easier to move around. These filled crocks get placed under tables or near sitting areas where they warm feet and lower bodies. Effectively, the ceramic exterior stays cool enough to touch, while the ash inside glows with stored thermal energy. A single crock can keep a small room comfortable for 6 to 8 hours without additional fuel. When the ash cools completely, it goes straight into the garden as fertilizer. Some families keep multiple crocks rotating. 27. Layering clothing philosophy. Thin layers trap air better than thick ones because each boundary creates an insulating pocket. The Amish layer naturally with shirts, vests, and coats, adding or removing pieces as needed throughout the day. This approach allows precise temperature control that one heavy jacket simply cannot provide. Each piece adds warmth without bulk, making movement easier while working or doing chores. Wool inner layers wick moisture away from skin, while outer cotton layers block wind. Studies showed that 3 thin layers provide 30% more insulation than 1 thick layer of equivalent total thickness. The system becomes second nature. You learn to read body signals and adjust layers before discomfort sets in. These 27 Amish morning methods prove that staying warm doesn't require expensive technology or huge utility bills. It requires creativity, practical wisdom, and willingness to work with nature instead of against it. The beauty of these techniques is that anyone can use them, whether you live in a farmhouse or a city apartment. Start with 1 or 2 methods that appeal to you, then gradually add more as you discover what works best for your situation. Which of these Amish warming secrets surprised you most? Have you tried any of them already? Share your experiences in the comments below. I'd love to hear which methods work best for you. And if you found this valuable, hit that like button and subscribe for more practical living tips. Stay warm out there.